crafty friends, I'm here today going to make a nice fun quick card for you with some of my paper, the card sentiment dies, and this pretty heart die from Tim Holtz. I'm going to be using our Love Valentine's Day sayings. Even though it's past Valentine's Day, I really think a lot of these sayings are super versatile. I made them so that we could continue to use them throughout the year. So I'm going to make kind of a lovey-dovey card. I have this really pretty splatter paper I want to use from our A2 card base pack. So here I'm just folding it in half, and that makes a perfect A2 sized card. And now I'm going to make sort of a peephole card like I've done before. So I'm taking the card and making sure it's completely open, and I'm taking this heart die cut, and I'm going to cut through the front of my card, and I just kind of centered it as best as I could. This die is meant to look, you know, kind of like messy and drawn, like it's scribbled, so I'm not too concerned with the placement of it as far as it being like super centered, because I know it's going to look kind of abstracty and cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the inside part out of the die. I'm just getting all the little intricate details out and just poking through with my Sizzix tweezers. These are a lifesaver with these intricate dies, and then just poking out all the excess little scraps there. And so now I have the heart die cut out, right? So what are we going to do with this? We're going to put this on the inside of our card so that it kind of pops through. So normally when you have a peephole card, you have like a die that's a little bit bigger than the actual image that you put, but for this one, I'm just kind of trying it out. I don't know, I think it worked out really well. And here now I'm using Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L Micro Dots, and these are perfect for intricate dies like this that have really skinny pieces. These dots are, or they're micro squares, I'm sorry. They're squares, so they're perfect size so that you won't see them, but they do give a little bit of a pop, which is what I wanted with this card. I even thought after I was done with this that I could have doubled up on the foam squares and put them on top of each other to make it pop even more so, like even through the front of my card, but I decided just the one for now, but that might be something I try later. So I noticed that at the bottom it did have a little bit of trouble opening, so I decided to trim the heart here at the very bottom, just those little tips, and it really didn't affect the design, I don't think, too much. It still kind of looked like it was a part of it since the front is cut out that way. And so now I'm going to cut out one of our sayings. Love is the greatest adventure with you. This is, you know, perfect. Doesn't have to be for Valentine's Day. It can be any time of the year or an anniversary card, birthday, anything like that. So I decided to put one more micro dot on the bottom there so it stopped catching at the bottom, and I think that worked out perfectly, and now this is starting to look really cool. So I have these thin 3D foam squares from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L that work perfectly with our longest card sentiment die, and I love the thin 3D foam because it's just a little bit, it's not like a super big lift, it's just really skinny, but it's just the right amount when you want something that's not like super popping off the page, but it adds a little bit of dimension there for you. So look how cool that looks. So this is really simple. You can just write on the inside of your card, but I felt like I wanted to add one more little touch with those micro dots, and let's add a little bit of sparkle. So I'm just going to place these around my card, and since I have this kind of splatter pattern, I felt like it kind of went well with adding a little bit of shine to that. And so I also love that the sentiment kind of looks like possibly like an arrow through the heart or something like that. And so I'm just placing these micro dots around, and I have these metallic foil transfer sheets. These are the pastel color I love a lot because they're, you know, just pastel. They're a little more like springy Easter type, in my opinion. So I'm just taking the backing off a couple of them and using this pretty purple that I've obviously used before. You can get so much use out of these foil sheets. I really have only used that one sheet, I think, but used it so many times, so it's such a great value for what you get. So now I'm just taking off the other backings of these other micro squares and just using them with this really shiny gold color. And although this gold looked very super bright, it actually popped and went with the yellow in my card. So here's the super fun how you use your micro dots, not only for the inside of your card not to be shown, but also for the outside to add a little bit of sparkle and shine. And this is just a really super fun, quick peephole card. I hope you guys loved this. Thanks for watching.